software is free, so on the count of 3, update to 6.8. Stack up too much fakes and the world breaks. Only what's open can be true. Full transparency is best for you. Free, functional, and secure. Hacker people. Just read the code if unsure. Hack the planet. Search the...
Welcome everyone. Now I forgot to raise the volume of the desktop captured audio. Anyway, welcome to the Linux Dude tries FreeBSD. What could possibly go wrong? This time live on our more random live channel. Years ago we tried some others. The last days we tried already OpenBSD, NetBSD, and now FreeBSD. So let's see what happens this time. As you saw in the intro, while the intro audio was running from, of course, OpenBSD release songs. The bootloader's text/green so far the prettiest. Welcome to the installation. Would you like to begin installation live? Wait a second, why does it say live? See, what happens, by the way? Wait, when I hit cancel, it goes to this? Okay, what could possibly go wrong this time? One wrong choose, and yeah, I didn't quite realize that this was a live download. People tell me we have too many confusing downloads. So yeah, this is so far one of the prettier. Just let me check if everything is captured by my zoomed in. So there is live. There I overread this. Interesting that this is a combined thing. So yeah, the usual thing, as we have seen with NetBSD, you can easily make some mistakes potentially of not setting up the port sources. The default key map. It's so funny that they wanted a host name so early. NetBSD didn't want to have that, but OpenBSD also wanted, like FBSD, whatever. Optional system components to be installed. Base debug, kernel debug, ports. So, I don't know, maybe? How should I know? Guided root on ZFS. Auto ZFS. Pool type. So yeah, as I said before, for those who are new to this stuff, BSD line of operating systems more directly derived from the original Unix systems, AT&T and other Unixes. And FreeBSD, this was the most drivers, most features. NetBSD, the most simple, probably the most ports. OpenBSD, the most secure by default and less ports than NetBSD. So yeah, what else do we have here? 4K, force 4K sectors. GPT, I guess, proceed. Stripe, no redundancy. So we need to tick that apparently. So yeah, so this is in NetBSD and OpenBSD, this was WC0? Ah no, WD for Western Digital, right? So here it is ADA for whatever ATA disk. We can look this up in a second. Actually, I want to destroy the currently content on the following. Wait a second. I hope I booted with, not that we erased NetBSD. Yes. So similar to T2, most default choices are non-destructive. Interesting. So this is apparently also just tarball, similar-ish to T2, our tiny little Linux distribution. So yeah, so far certainly one of the more colorful ones. Interesting color concept. Guess that's new, not to have seen that 15 years ago. So yeah, the progress, giving them credit where credit is due, the progress bar is better than the one T2 has. FreeBSD ADA, right? Probably ATA disk driver. Let's see, ATA direct access device driver. Not sure where this direct access thing comes from, but yeah. New password. So interesting, NetBSD allowed us to boot with no password, interestingly. Okay, Intel Legacy. Okay, Legacy. Would you like to configure? Yes, please. So maybe we overlooked that for NetBSD. Would you like to use DHCP? Yes, sir. IPv6, yes, of course. Why do you even ask? Sending router information. Regions, so OpenBSD, one of the BSDs, was it OpenBSD? Auto detected that, right? This is also similar to T2. And this is probably why people call our T2 Linux a BSD under the 2011 Linux distributions. Select a sound which observes the time as you... What do you mean with Büssing? Why is there not Berlin? Why is there Büssing in most of Germany? Is Büssing another time? What the heck? I've never heard of Büssing even. Okay, fine, most of Germany, who fucking cares? Does it abbreviation history, whatever. Okay, nice calendar. So yeah, we didn't... T2 doesn't have such a calendar, and neither Net or OpenBSD is like... I mean, this is a little bit silly, right? I criticize also these installations of like being a little bit minimal and annoying. And here, like, I don't need a calendar, right? But service you would like to dump dev, enable kernel crash dumps. This is HD. Okay. Actually quite reasonable. Would you like to add user install system now? Okay, let's... Okay. Unexpected that it drops this. I expected some dialogue like this. I mean, this is similar to T2, like when people complain like our T2 is too mixed and matched. It's like, hey, some menu system and then some other command line tool. Oh my god. You could not possibly ask more questions to create a user. Log out the account after creation. My god. Successfully added. Add another user. No, show me the freaking operating system. So add user. Let's root password. Did we set one? Not sure. Did we set one? It's better set one. All right, maybe we set one. Network. We configured that. Let's enter handbook. Amazing. Okay, a little bit saner that in NetBSD we were in the same top level menu or so. So what I criticize there of like why not just boot and confusing user here is apparently what? Did I not? When you rewind, was it not already to reboot? Anyway, let's see what happens. And also, so far neither open nor NetBSD ACPI powered off the machine here. Let's boot C. Why does it not? Wait, was this the right boot? Does it not boot? Maybe it's if you only did. What did we partition? Actually, I don't even know what we partitioned. That's probably the CD. I mean, I'm running here as BIOS. So here it is. What did it? Oh no, it did. Wait, what did it do now? HDA, FreeBSD? Where is it coming from? This is confusing. Why does this? Ah wait, it loads so long from. Maybe I misread this. I thought because it is. I thought this was a network boot thing. Okay, maybe it worked then. But yes, that looked a little bit strange. Also took a while. It was a little bit confusing. So boot message is similar to Linux, and so yeah, NetBSD had the timestamp, a little bit more modern Linux-like, And OpenBSD had this crazy blueprint. And this is how every system in BSD is different. So root test. Do we have start? What? Why do we not have? Did we not install everything? Does this really not come? Can't mix this up. Do we need to reinstall? Did I overlook? Leave in the comments below. Do you expect to boot? Oh shit, what did this boot now? This might have booted from the... yeah, that is a little bit confusing. FreeBSD start X or what? Maybe we installed this wrong. Nothing like installing this stuff twice. So install hostname FBSD. Or did we? I mean, I selected. I mean, here's now choose optional system components. I mean, base debug. I didn't select. Maybe you really need to install X then? This is a little bit. How large was the ISO? A gigabyte, and you don't have X? That is a little bit shabby, to be honest. It's the largest image and it doesn't come with X. So it is majorly disappointing, to be honest. FreeBSD, unable to start X. Let's see, 2017. Nothing like reading the freaking manual. Okay, let's see what happens when we package install XFC CFE. That probably should, fingers crossed, install some X, right? And welcome everyone. BSD was the one which worked on real hardware with Wi-Fi drivers. Amazing. Welcome everyone. What do you think about IBM in general, past and present? Difficult question. I don't think, honestly, I don't think much about IBM. Certainly, I mean, yeah, if I think IBM, then I think bureaucratic, highly overpriced systems and slow moving and stuff. What else should I think? I mean, the last years, I mean, they're big iron business, right? It's not that much too expensive for me, and that's basically mostly it. And as usual with the big mega corporations, they always think they're the best, and in reality they're bureaucratic and slow, right? Just let's resize this slightly a little bit. Because their PowerPC could be more successful, right? They developed, this is the big mega corporations, IBM now and also Intel now, or Microsoft and now Apple. The bigger you get, the slower everything becomes, right? It's just such a order of magnitude or two overhead, keeping all these people fed, doing not much except crossing fingers or so. Because if there would be more agile, I mean, in general, not the greatest fan of these big companies, right? Also, they usually do a lot of evil and harm. And if they would be more agile and innovative, then Apple would not have switched to Intel and then to Apple Silicon, right? Basically, if IBM truly innovated PowerPC, then they would still have Apple as customer, and Apple PowerPC would have a bigger market share, and so on. Otherwise, big mega corporation and so on. So package install XFCE. Let's see what happens. It is not yet installed. Would you like to fetch and install it now? Yes. Why is I installed like a gigabyte ISO and the package management tool is not yet installed on the system? And that is a reality check, right? Why I'm doing this? I've done this 15 years ago. Actually, in university, I had friends. One of my good friends at university, he was a huge FreeBSD fan, for example, and he showed me their stuff, and we had talks and stuff, and I showed him our Rock Linux at the time. So I knew stuff, right? It's just not, I didn't use it daily. I test installed it a couple of times. That was 15 years ago. And yeah. So it wants to install quite some stuff, a little bit more than I really needed. All I wanted was .x. Let's see what happens now. I would hope that this is the progress here is relatively nice, or okayish nice. I mean, sure, you could always do even more modern Unicode ASCII art, but it's okayish, right? You know, in total 236 freaking packages. Also, in the T2 ISO, right? The T2 ISO has a similar download, although maybe they have half for live system, and I did install and that, like, maybe they waste half the bandwidth on the optical media. On that, I'm speculating, just an idea. I prefer the T2 ISO, right? 1 gigabyte. Sure, we don't have a live ISO, but theoretically we could have a live ISO, right? We could just extract, or like, if you have enough memory, we could extract all the tarballs on a modern machine that only takes 30 seconds or so, probably, or a minute. And you would also have a live system if you wanted a live memory system from the install media. I actually recently tested, because obviously I constantly test stuff and develop stuff. I actually recently tested making the T2 because we had live setups, and actually 15 years ago we had won some contract work because we had a good live CD from 42 in 2004, 5, 6. But the ISO becomes twice as large because the tarballs are better compressed. That is because if you have a live system and you use like SquashFS, then the dictionary, like each file has one compression dictionary of all the redundancy information and Huffman or similar coding, compression table and symbol coding. And so this is why embarrassingly compressing the tarballs with one compression dictionary each results in basically not an order of magnitude, but like double or triple as good, like twice or 3 times good compression ratio. This is why I briefly considered it, but after I tested, it's like, no, I don't want 2 gigabyte download just because live system. So that's, but we will see. There are always possibilities to innovate and change things. So method from XFCE for terminal. Some options could need manual change. Some options could need manual change in terminal RC. Reduce height of tabs hidden. That's an interesting message. Okay, what happens? Start X. Oh, you gave me XFCE, but not Start X. Come on. E, seriously. Okay, it had this. Did I misread the other? No. Oh. No package available to install matching Start X. Maybe I should have read this forum post before I... But so this still doesn't have Start X. Oh no, it has Start X. Okay, now we don't have XOs. Like, there's so much to the external experience, but dump Linux developer tries BSD, like, hey, I mean, the funny thing is, for the impression of FreeBSD has the most relevant features, it works the least. I mean, NetBSD and OpenBSD had working X server from the installation media. Can't say this about this so far. Enable etc debus enable. Oh, come on. All I wanted was package update, package install xorg. Okay, fair enough. Requires 1 gigabyte. So this stuff is excessively large. Like, I'm really, so now I'm disappointed, right? So the media was the largest of all the BSDs. So on OpenBSD we had 626 megabyte, NetBSD had only even 490. FreeBSD was the largest with 1 gigabyte, and we massively install our stuff. Why do we install Lua 5.2? What the heck? People tell me our dependencies suck in our tiny little unsuccessful, or increasingly, hey, now my company promised to invest, press release, previous video, 20 million euro over the next years. It's like, our dependency sucks. Hey, I asked to install xorg, I get Lua. Why do I get Lua? What does it install that has a Lua dependency? A Lua 5. Did it install Lua twice? Because, or is it now installing? Or maybe previously was fetching, integrity checking, and like, why does it install Lua? I mean, such random dependencies even we don't have. Anyway, let's see for, does it even kern dev or cp mask make? Okay, does it not scroll? Hey, we have xorg, amazing. So this is actually similar to, I mean, beside, in my opinion, the T2 installation is simpler and one ISO more full-featured. The outcome is closer to the closest so far, like the outcome after you installed 1.2 2 or so gigabyte, or 1.3 even, like over a gigabyte additional software. The outcome now is similar to T2 because that is Xterm and it looks TWM. Yeah, TWM. So yes, there you have it. T2 the BSD among the Linux distributions. Why does this not close? Oh, okay, maybe because it was a space. Okay, so okay, we have X. Actually, I shouldn't have closed it. So we have X, but we don't have a mouse cursor. We don't even have mouse. Shit, no. How do I close that? Okay, I guess I close it with. Do we have? Oh, I need to. I actually don't know how to VT switch on. Shouldn't have closed it. I hope it zoomed everything. Probably the package stuff because I control it now. Yeah, so much to using device USB. Like, and I mean, so far I have to say I like the Net and OpenBSD experience. I mean, NetBSD. So far, I would say I like the OpenBSD experience probably the most. And even I always attributed FreeBSD to the most drivers and most full featured. But hey, it didn't came with X for some strange reason, and then X doesn't even work automatically with USB tablets, something that both Open and NetBSD, I think, managed to accomplish. So yeah, this piece 2 mouse works so much too. Oops, so much too. Why does killing this terminal? This is a login terminal. Okay. I mean, such an annoying setup. I mean, and that is the thing, right? Also, I could resize this now. People always complain stuff is not amazing in T2. Hey, this BSD stuff is not more polished, right? Reality check. I'm a little bit disappointed. I expected more from this high-profile package, high-profile projects. And we don't have this login shell, right? So they start this login shell last instead of TVM. So this is not something we do, right? Because this, of course, sucks a little bit. You have their terminal and you close it and you lose your X sessions. That sucks a little bit, in my opinion. Okay, I should have. Okay, now the mouse is a little bit sucky because it's not a tablet. Oops, and I didn't. Hello, where is why does this not resize? All I wanted was, okay, then we don't resize it. If we can't, okay, this is already huge. Okay, fine. Can we not resize it? Okay, fine, whatever. Can we, or if we start a new one? Where even is a new one? Oh, there probably. Can we resize this one? Maybe that is a special one. Okay, fine, then not. Resize is for power users and desktop users. So subversion, probably not, right? Command not found package. What was the syntax? Package install? What did I run previously? Which shell is it even? C, of course it's C shell. Does it do something? KAPR, another 123 megabytes. Some of the packages appear a little bit large on the large side, to be honest, for some strange reason. Not really sure what they're doing. Do we have rsync by default? I also don't have rsync. I mean, all this stuff comes standard in T2, right? Okay, XX/. But SSH, yeah, of course they have that. Do they have Git? So they don't even ship Git. I mean, for me, this is really, I don't expect much, right? But in 2023 on a 1 gigabyte image, maybe X and rsync and Git. So probably not too much to ask, right? Yeah, so the other stuff I will do later, like testing T2. This is, of course, some illegal option H. Yeah, so this is some BSD, SED, of course. The GNU stuff, of course, I don't have. I mean, we could try just for the test. Do they have like GNU org? Probably they have, right? Maybe even GNU SED. The funny thing is, they want, okay, they have that too, just for enabling T2 homebrew then later on FreeBSD. If you want to use T2, our amazing package recipe and package ports source tree. Yeah, it's so funny. They have this old POSIX standard compatible BSD userland, like SED and org, and then people want to run complex stuff and they need to package port install GNU org and GNU SED anyway, or bash. 5.2, that is not, is it really newish? Bash, I think there was something much, I know, 5, oh, 5.2, alright, what is even, oh no, 5, wait, this version, oh, so much to somehow maybe data updated our bash wrong. So this is a win-win. Why do I do this stuff? Not only do I want to test homebrew and portability of T2, because why not? And make YouTube videos and grow this channel and so on. But sometimes there's even a win-win, right? If you're wondering why do I even look this stuff up, like, hey, our bash package is out of sync here. So let's probably quickly do that. I slightly, oh wait, what did I do now? Close this terminal or whatever. Nothing like a win-win, classic win-win here. Not really sure how this, yeah, probably because our, so probably data found an update and then did this wrong because of all the patch files, because of course they have this patch files. I would actually prefer, it's a little bit old-fashioned, I respect and I mean, old-fashioned is good, but for such a major component, I would actually say, because maintaining this is a little bit annoying, right? It's not difficult, it's just a little bit annoying. 5.2, when was it even? So that was last year already, apparently. Where were the patches? 5.2 patches, which 15. Yeah, because it's a little bit annoying, right? And this is why data didn't, like AI, how to expect AI in 2023, of course it's, yeah. So let's SED a little bit, substitute bash 51 to bash 52 in place. And let's update this again, because then it downloads all now substituted patches. Bash 15, and let's add here 0.15 and that number, because this didn't match all the stuff, so yeah, to do improve data for bash and also improve grub config root and actually I think only root, yeah, I know what I mean. Let's cross-compile that, like maybe this. And anything else? We also didn't even store this yet. Yes, please. And good afternoon, the Graver package extract would have worked. Yeah, I figured that in the meantime. Some Linux YouTuber figured that in probably a minute or two, but thanks. Maybe I should mount a display there that I can see it on the wall, because there I would maybe see that more. When you finish with BSDs, can we get a T2 demo? I have already plenty of videos, right? Including installing, you literally can go to the homepage and there's installing T2, and also like basically my channel is like basically for 4 years, like probably 50% of the videos is working or developing or demoing T2. So, and there's a 4K installation in 4 minutes, something that's also linked straight from the homepage somewhere like here or probably there, yeah, T2 demo there at your fingertips. I have some, but yes, there will be more You probably want to share, like, subscribe also to the More main channel, because there will also be new development. Lots of new development to come. Okay, bash cross-compiled as configured and patched in T2. Nothing like a little bit win-win for our tiny Linux distribution while we test BSDs. And yeah, the other stuff I will test later. So that's basically, yeah, or should we, let's look, one last thing. Let's see what Firefox does on FreeBSD. Okay, that is another, yeah, this is stuff, my modern thing. It's probably not only BSD. I mean, maybe I overestimate the sizes, because in T2 I usually see compressed sizes. So maybe after all the T2 binaries of Firefox are a similar size. I just usually see the compressed size, right? When I see our Firefox is 100 megabyte compressed, and it's probably uncompressed also, 300 or whatever. But my general complaint to software development, unrelated of this BSD, is certainly more Firefox and LibreOffice. Stuff is way too large, right? Like 423 freaking megabyte for a bloody browser. It's like, yes, 90 to download. It's like, nah, it's a little bit large, a little bit on the heavy, large side. My P3 still work. Which of my 4 P3s? Yes, they all still work. Especially the development tools. Okay, that is Firefox. So that thing greets us as Firefox, not as nightly as in BSD. Here the menu works, amazing. It's like, yeah, this mouse cursor is a little bit, yeah, it's not a tablet. Why is this also closing so shitty? Is this a Qemu thing? Why would that be? Okay, but here the navigation works better. So something is broken on the NetBSD Firefox, and I think, I mean, this should not be possible to be wrong in Qemu, should it? Maybe that is in general bugginess. It's like, I don't remember having that on T2, but it's like, yeah, 400 megabyte of software. It's like, yeah, of course it has bugs. But at least here we can, in contrast to NetBSD, we can navigate the menu. As disappearing as that was, we can navigate menu. 150, actually, that is freaking new. Congratulations. This is unexpectedly new. Was this close or not? Maybe, whatever. Yeah, that was unexpected in many ways. Where's even the close? If that is not close, what is the close then? Or is it right click on that? I use TVM. So truth be told, I only use, where is here not a close? I can't mix this up. Yeah, I never use TW. You often see me using TWM, but I only use it as a multiplexer for exterms in testing. So I probably should read the freaking, like a decade later or 2 decades later, I probably should finally read the TWM manual. So yeah, that's it for this quick FreeBSD test. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something. We continue with Dragonfly BSD in a minute, because why not? It's too hot to do anything anyway. So should like, subscribe, have a good day or night, or tune back in a minute for testing. Doing this again with Dragonfly BSD, and like maybe as a last thing, let's see how this shutdown H. Okay, it also doesn't want 0 as, but okay, it really doesn't like minutes. So the unique thing, like as long as I know Linux for 25 years, I believe 0 always worked. This is probably sys5 init derived thing here. A little bit surprised that this doesn't take a minute argument there, but funny that it locks the uptime. Don't know what I need that for. I'm really surprised this doesn't power off. Maybe it has other power off things. Maybe you need to run power off. Who knows? But yeah. See you next time.